Welcome back to Secrets of the Opposite Sex. I'm your host Tasha Ray, and tonight it's a very special night because we're celebrating 5 years of Secrets of the Opposite Sex podcast. We got some of your faves from the past seasons back to explore previous topics, some of which our friends had some interesting opinions. So welcome back to the show, guys.
Hey.
Yo. Yeah.
What's going on?
Flag was fly. You already know
You
what
want to see him?
Oh boy.
Mark.
What's happening?
So y'all know how this goes. Go ahead and introduce yourself. And we will start with you, Mark.
What's happening? I'm Mark.
Here you go.
There you go. That's good enough.
You ain't say DMV this time.
I said DC, Maryland. You know, we don't say that DMV.
All the places.
Hey, I'm Sandra from Maryland.
Yo, it's Drew Comments from Jersey. Virgo, 38, feeling great. You already know. And almost beach body ready, you feel what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Okay.
Nico, Harlem World, USA. You know the world, you know the vibes.
All right now.
I thought you were from the Bronx. That's crazy. I'm messing with you, bro. I'm playing. I'm just playing.
Starting already, Drew? That's what we're doing?
That's what we doing. Let's get it.
All right. Now y'all know what time it is. It's time to get in y'all's business once again. So, of course, we're pulling questions from the party game, Secrets of the Opposite Sex. So which you can download on Apple App Store and play from home. So, the first question I have for the night is, have your views on love and relationships changed in any ways since your last appearance on the show?
Ladies first. Go ahead, sister. Ladies first.
No, my views have not changed since I was last on the show at all. I'm in a relationship now.
Ooh,
so that's
news.
Congratulations.
Well, thanks. But that's about it. Views are still the same.
Standards are still the same?
Yeah. Standards still the same.
What your standards at?
Yeah,
my standards is up here, baby. That's why I'm still single.
So high.
They should be.
You know, can't fall for the
But
nonsense.
that's why you still single? Is that the reason?
Yes, that's the reason.
All right, that's what's gonna go with
Take
today.
relationship very serious.
When is the last time you've been in a relationship? That's a good question, sir. Okay, I'm too far in your business.
Tell her stop playing with you.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
It's been a while for me,
Yes.
so
A few years, you know, dibble and dabble, try to figure it out, nothing crazy.
Wait, in your business question, Sandra, it's not on the go back, is it? We didn't go
back. Well, okay. It's not the go back, right? It's not the circle back, dude. No, not at all. But this is somebody that I dated like 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And when we were babies, and
babies.
I mean, really, like
25. Loose.
25, 28. That's babies, you know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And our babies were babies. So yeah, we reconnected and got back together. So
what's different?
I think we're just both
getting your business
mature. I know he's a lot more mature. And we always had a great connection. We always had, always got along really well. But I think just circumstances at the time. I know I had, like I said, our kids are close in age and they were babies. So just navigating that was hard at the time. So I just think maturity and timing, really.
I'll take it from here. I think my standards have changed a little bit. I am now interested in dating women who don't speak English. Before that was like about. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
Oh, guys, listen, you trying to pick up another language? You trying to
Not with Google Translate. Like what?
Like what you say, girl? Look at, but nah. I mean, look, 'cause communication is already, the biggest problem when people speak English already. So I figure, if you got a language barrier, it don't really make things that much more complicated than they already are. Nah, for real. No, overall, my standards are really pretty similar. I don't think I had any really toxic stuff to overcome. So, it's just me you know, remaining either a hopeless romantic or romantically hopeless. Time will tell. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still about positivity. It's still about a woman who's driven, intellectual, fine, funny. That video that I made about it, what ain't you proud to beg? BEG, black, educated, gorgeous. That's I'm still into that. So yeah.
Now, with the people who have dated you, would they say the same thing?
Oh, they're gonna tell you I'm toxic. Oh yeah, Drew. No,
Oh,
they're not gonna say. They're gonna say that. I think the people who have dated me, and some of them are watching. Oh shoot. That what would they say? That I'm very free spirited. They would say I have a I don't know if they would use the word jovial, but I'm thinking that would be the spirit of what they're saying. And probably, yeah, just have the energy of a teenager, so to speak, but the optimism of the optimism of an 8-year-old, the energy of a teenager, and the wisdom of a 40-year-old. I think that's what they would put in there. So we'll see. But I don't know. I think women would probably say that like, yeah, he it's just what would they say? I
Do we
think
need to
overall
bring
they say.
somebody on here and ask them?
Oh, you gonna make it
right.
fun? You gonna make it fun?
You know
Well,
what they say.
we can make it interesting.
You
Hey,
know
they
what
gotta
they
know
say.
somebody too.
There go toxic
See how
talk.
that conversation goes. Got some questions, got some questions.
Oh,
It'd be fun if the answers be a little bit different,
I'm
But
I'm sure, but yeah, I think overall, um, yeah, they probably would have said like he's got to work on his maturity. But other than that, yeah, pretty good, fun,
It's always, it's
fun and
always you
funny.
got to work on maturity when it ain't going their way. When it
Yeah, but hold up. What's mature? Oh, wait. Maturing like what though? In what way?
sure,
What they
it
say
just
you play
don't
too
work
much?
out.
Yeah,
It just
I
don't
play
work
too
out.
much.
do you play too much?
So what?
It don't work out.
I mean, I don't. Yeah. To
So
some
what if you
people,
play too much? You just play too much. Somebody like it.
Exactly,
somebody
You
likes
gotta
it.
find, you gotta find yours.
Somebody gonna like it.
Yeah,
exactly. I
that is
play
That's
too
your
true.
much.
toxicity mark.
Yeah,
That's
find your
some of that
people.
toxicity. Uh-huh.
Yep. Someone gonna like
But
you exactly the way you are.
I pay too much too. So ladies, what I'm saying, if you're looking for a provider, you just
Oh, not I
understand I'm
pay
your man.
You pay too much. It's crazy.
now. Tell the people.
Not
All right.
pay too much.
You're paying
Shit.
bills now, but look, if you want your car taken care of, I
Whoa.
got you. No, I'm joking, yo. That is cap. That
Don't
is
put
so
that out.
cap. That is
I
cap.
was gonna say, don't put that out there like that.
DMs is about to go off, Drew.
That is cap. Right. I'm paying rent. No,
This
I
light
am not.
bill just came up. Oh, yeah, Drew. He
You
out
got
here
real,
overpaying.
real fast.
That is big cap. But I'm gonna tell you, that's
Hey,
Captain
big head.
America cap. That's
Listen, the
Anthony
bill is
Mackie
high.
cap.
That's real.
Summertime coming, the AC gonna be on. You know what I mean?
Mark, you kind of quiet. You ain't tell us about your what's going on in your love life. How you still feeling about
What was the
things that
question
you
again?
said in the past.
What was the question again?
Let me show you.
Huh?
I said, let me show you.
Oh, you're gonna show me the question. That's awesome.
Have your views on love and relationships changed in any way since your last appearance on the show?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
It's gonna be good.
No, they always change. They got
okay. In what way?
I don't.
I mean, you say some crazy stuff, so that okay.
No, I grow. I learn.
What have you learned?
They can't be the same. If they the same as they were, what about how long ago?
That was probably like six-ish months ago.
I think I grow a little bit in 6 months. I go for that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, give me one thing that you've learned or that's different or you've evolved.
I mean, I'm forever becoming more patient, so that's all the time. I learn. I listen more. I learn to understand and have more empathy towards what I'm being told versus what I'm hearing, like from their perspective instead of like, from my own. So yeah, forever changing.
Okay. All right, now I'm not mad at that. All right, so next question I have for you. What's one piece of advice that you regret giving or taking?
Patience. Mine is patience. Oh, you know what? Not even patience. I say it like this. There are, and this is gonna sound so cliche, but let me expound on it real quick. There are other fish in the sea. There are so many fish in the sea, so many species you ain't never seen before. You may have to go a little deeper to get to something like, or even just right there on the surface, but there are so many. What I mean by that is that, I think a lot of times people get caught up in the idea of being with somebody. And so they will compromise themselves and who they are just for the sake of being in a relationship. I know folks say it all the time, but it's a little different when you're in that. um it's cool to have your standards, and there's someone, if you guys are not aligned, go ahead and just dip out. Don't try to hold on. Don't, the what how the invoke say, don't let go. No, let go. You have a right to lose control for real. Like like, you know what I'm saying? um there's so many other people out there, man. You just got to
People
be
don't have no
patient.
problem letting go.
What you say?
People don't be having no problem letting go, and the ones that's holding on, they ain't gonna fix it that fast.
Man, look, for people be holding on. I've seen people holding on, and it's not just people in our age group too. No, man, just go up to you be in your 60s and 70s. Some folks still dealing with the same stuff that we talking about here. Like,
Oh,
just talk to
yes.
some older folk; they will tell you. So, like, I think that that's one point of emphasis and one of the lessons I kind of learned in the last few months or so. It's just, well, it's okay. It's okay when God give you that exit ramp, take it, take that exit. You ain't got to stick it out and fight. Nah, just go on, dip out, and be blessed. But yeah.
But
I think it's the difference between like just holding on and holding on, but working on whatever it is there the issue is, because no relationship, no person is perfect, right? So you're never going to get into a relationship with somebody who's perfect, who does everything you want them to do, they do it, and vice versa. So I think staying and working on it is always good. You will always want to like stay and hold on, but as long as it's productive, as long as you're both working and you're both committed and saying like, we want this to work, even though we may have little issues here and there, because it's always going to be something, but it has to be, you have to be constantly working on it. And I don't think
are we talking about in a dating stage or in a relationship?
I'm
I'm
thinking
talking about a
dating.
relationship.
I'm saying dating. Relationship different. I'm saying dating. But I feel
I say
like,
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
dating, I think like once you if you realize this is not really it, then yeah, I think you should move on. It's like kind of like
Because ain't you the block queen? I just had to make sure.
I am.
Well, hold up. So if
I am.
so with dating, right? So with dating, if you dating, do you feel like in today's dating scene, it's better to be dating multiple people at the same time or focus on one?
I think you should date multiple people when you're dating.
So
and then once
what's a number from a
Are
woman?
there levels to dating though?
yeah, there's levels like going out,
From a
talking
woman's
on the
perspective,
phone.
How many?
How many people?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
how many should you be?
personal.
No, but just from a woman's perspective. I can't give the answer from your perspective. So from a woman's perspective. Oh man, come on! This number is not like goddamn.
You gotta
I
start
don't
at
think
5.
it's a number is what I'm saying. Like
They all gotta start at 5.
8, 9, 4, 2.
They all gotta
I mean,
start.
as many as you
I can say as a guy. I can
interested
say
in.
as a guy, like 3. If you dating 3, that's enough. Because anymore, that's a lot.
They all gotta start in 5. They all gotta start in 5 with a big
Starting 5.
The thing is, look, the thing is, you may
I
have.
don't know men that act halfway right enough to like keep
That's
that
what I'm
going.
saying. You may have you may not have that many prospects. Like you might not have that many people that are actually interesting enough to even entertain. So at any given time, but then you may at one moment you may have like, okay, somehow you came across 5 interesting people. So during that moment, you're entertaining 5 people. You may cut them off quickly, like, okay, but during that moment, maybe this couple weeks, you're talking to 5. And then by the end of the 2 weeks, you're down to 2 because this person did this or whatever the case may be. But like, that's why I think it's a fluid number. I don't think it's a set number.
Question, Sandra. What's the pettiest thing you cut somebody off for? Like the smallest thing, like, I can't do it and just block them.
I got blocked last week. Go ahead.
The pettiest thing? Damn.
Like you thought it was just real small, but it was like, I'm cutting them off just cause. Or you maybe was looking for something not to really deal with them, and it's like, all right, well, that was enough to put you over. To
Probably be like you just said, like your grammar was wrong or something, like in a text.
Oh man.
But did you really like him? If that's all.
No, because obviously I couldn't. Obviously, I didn't like him that much.
That wasn't the reason then.
Right. She just didn't really like him. She was just looking for something.
Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. Exactly. So that was just that was just the reason. Like, okay.
Okay, so that could be, but that you could have, okay, so if you dating and you talking to somebody, if you assess that within the first, you can figure that out in 2 days. 2 days time. So that's not really dating. That's like one date. If he make it past that one date, then you like him in some way.
Yeah, because some people don't even make it to a date. Sometimes you're just on the phone and you're
That's not dating, that's talking to people.
Well, okay, so what do you that's considered dating to me.
Dating is talking on the phone is dating?
Like
what you mean? Yeah. Is it not? You're getting to know somebody. I mean, you gotta be physically in front of somebody to get to know them.
That's part of the dating process.
I wouldn't say I'm dating her. I would say I'm talking to her.
Right. But when we're talking about dating in a general sense, like that's part of the dating process, right? So that's why I included it.
It's a part of dating, but if somebody would have asked, I would say, "Nah,
that's not dating them."
So then if you're talking about actively like going on dates, that kind of thing,
being in the presence of a person,
can't do more than probably 2.
See, being in the presence of someone is dating them. Not, hey, we talk on the phone, we exchange text, and most people don't talk on the phone; they text anyway. So that's not dating. That's Tinder in real life.
You can have however many you can handle. Okay.
Right. I mean,
Lord, careful.
Should you be transparent to the others about your dating experiences in real life?
Yep.
Yeah, you should say I'm dating, but you don't have to give them.
And you should say what you want.
Yeah, you should say what you want for sure. Agreed.
But we
all know dating don't work like that. I want to date the people y'all dating. It's like I'm dating 14 other people.
Who ask for that more, men or women, though?
Right.
What?
Men will give that, women won't, but they'll ask.
What? Absolutely not. Are you serious?
Wait, what'd you say? Who will do what?
Men will give that. Women won't ask. Women will ask for it, but they don't want it, and men will give it, and women won't take it.
Give what? What they want?
The honesty that they're dealing with.
How many times? Hey, fellas, what you wanted? You did it, and then she was happy that you did it. It was what she wanted. How many times has that been?
Say that again.
This is what I want. A woman told you exactly what she wanted, and you delivered it, and you got what you thought you was gonna get, which was like, yeah, I gave you, and it worked out.
Sometimes it does.
I asked the fellas.
She's at that point in like
75% no workout because they think they want that, right? It's because it sounds it's cliche. It sounds good.
Good movie plot.
Until it starts to present itself, and then it's like, I didn't want like this. Like they say they want certain things, but until they really start to roll out and it's present itself, nope.
Drew?
Well, I don't want you to tell me the truth if you actually are screwing 25 other people. Like, ew.
One more man got
not 20. Come on.
Maybe I do because I don't want to know you after that. So,
25.
Just offering up that kind of. Okay. Okay, I think it's disguised up here. Up here, it's just like I want to.
Right here, then that your response is the answer right there. You don't even know
what. What'd you say?
What's your response to?
Dishonesty. I don't know.
I don't need to know the details.
It don't have to be details. Name something that you had like it was an issue in a relationship, and you were like, if you could just do this, then we would have no problems.
In a relationship?
What are we talking about here?
Being
We're talking about
Yes, a relationship. Not just
dating.
you met on the street. In a relationship. Yes.
But if you're dating, that's not a relationship. We were talking about dating and somebody being honest and transparent about how many people they were, other people they were dating.
That wasn't the question I asked them.
Oh my God. Okay, let us catch up. Let us catch up. So, what is the question for the moment?
I forgot that
one. Okay, but we did. Because what?
I'm lost.
Right.
Transaction.
Okay, this next question kind of, I think it might. I think this next question might bring us home. Okay. Do you believe modern dating has given people more freedom or more confusion when it comes to finding love?
Definitely more confusion. I'm gonna go ahead and take that real quick. There's so many rules and regulations now, and rule books, like and analytics going on, bro. It's not the same. Like I compare it to like the evolution of football. Like back in the day, you throwing some real hefty pants and a long sleeve shirt and a leather helmet, and y'all just went out there and tackled each other in the mud. Now you got everything from illegal formations to false starts to we got challenges and review coming from New York. Don't get me wrong, it's made the game of football better, but I think it's also made the game of football more technical. I think for dating, the same thing is a lot more technical. I can't say this. If I show too much excitement for her, they have a term for that called love bombing. Or if I am, if I'm too standoffish, then maybe I'm not interested. So I got to try to find a happy medium. Or if you if you don't work in a particular industry, then she's not going to find you.
If you're not paying that bill, bro. If you're not paying those bills.
No, anything that's I'm gonna do that. I don't see like that's a different situation. Like I'm gonna pay. Like if I ask a woman out, I'm paying for stuff, bro. Like that's just how I show respect. Well, one of the ways to show respect. But like the other stuff, when I listen to these podcasts and stuff and the rules and see, and they have these big words that sound, I think it's pseudo-intellectualism for real. They be like, you weren't available to open up to allow me to be free to the expression of who I am in the inner core of my I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Do you like them or not? So like I think that it's a lot more technical, and folks are really, I think there's a lot of overthinking in in an effort to avoid failure. And I think some folks need to start thinking less and just going out there and playing. Just go out there and play ball.
And too many labels, too many labels, too many ideals of, well, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. And like social media will drive people like, oh, this is what they're doing. And people will put on a persona like this is the kind of dating that they do. But in real life, they dating is a totally different way. But social media will make them pivot like, well, maybe I should be looking for this instead of just harking on what works for them. Everybody's so focused on what's working for them, and maybe I should add it to me instead of just what's best for you. Simple as that. What works best for you. Everybody's still worrying about what works for best for everybody else. You're different from that relationship, or everybody looking at relationship goals. You don't know what's going on behind the closed doors. I know plenty of relationships that look good on social media, but it be in complete shambles. So when people say, "Oh, relationship goals," and you just sometimes wait until like you don't wish that people's relationship fall apart, but you just see so many people praise it and glorify. It's like you say you want this, but you don't even know what they're giving up. What are they sacrificing for this? And you say you want that, but you don't even know what's the sacrifice that this person giving up for it. To say, oh, that's the kind of relationship I want. So just kind of hone on what works for you. Simple as that. Like I feel like we're getting lost with all the different type of titles of how you date and who's the masculine and who's I'm this over out. These titles be killing me. I'm this alpha male and alpha female and I'm this boss babe and boss babe. Just date. Find somebody you love and all these titles. I'm dating with intentions, but they be just dating for what's best for them. Like they're just saying things because it's trendy. But don't really be doing anything. Just be saying things just because it sounds cute.
Them buzzwords get on my nerves, don't they? The alpha.
They be killing me.
What is that? What's the latest one?
He gonna take it everywhere.
It's crazy. Like, yeah, the alpha, the intentionality, what's the other buzzword that people like to say all the time? It's gonna come to me later, man. But nah, it does get overwhelming. But like you said, everybody looking over saying, well, if it's working for them, it should work for me. You can't be like you can't be looking over the shoulder of the other man's style, meanwhile trying to be him and not trying to be them. Like me can only be I. Like, why they want to go and do that? Ask T.I. But like my point, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like you really just I think that it remember when we were kids, man, it was so simple. Remember, you used to write your little note. Do you like me? Yes or no.
Right.
That. All right. And she circle one, right? And you get the answer back quickly because you got to figure out if you're going to kick it at recess by the sliding board or if I got to go talk to Tiaja with the barrettes in her hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's make this efficient. But we don't do that no more. It's just so much more complex.
Now they even got a list of dates they don't want to go on. Are we trying to get to know each other, or you trying to get Instagram pics?
Let's not take it back to the Cheesecake Factory.
I was getting ready to go there.
Flashback.
I ain't say it, but it's the list just keep getting longer. Like, oh, if they do this, like, bro, it only applies to people you don't like. True. Or these lists only apply to people you don't like.
That's so true.
Yeah, you
like, the word ick.
Can then do anything.
The things that you will accept when you really love a person, as opposed to when you don't, it's completely different. You can say, "Oh, I'm not accepting this. I'm not saying that," and then you'll be like, you know what?
But he got this. You look over the red flags.
I can work, not necessarily red flags, even, but just like,
oh, that's
like
things are gonna come up. You know, if he falls short in one way, one person falls short in one area that you don't like, and then the person that you love falls short in the same area, you're more willing to work with them because you love them, as opposed to the person that you don't care for, but they did the exact same thing. They fell short in the same thing, but everybody's going to fall short at some point.
It's even like when certain type of men approach certain type of women, right? If you don't find him attractive, he's annoying, he's a weirdo. But if you like him, you know what I mean? It goes the same. If you find him attractive, he could have said the same thing homeboy said that you didn't like, but now you got the butterflies in your stomach, and now it's all cute and it's good.
Which is exactly why I'm in the gym. So that I can get away with what other dudes can't.
Oh my God.
So
I got a we've talked about like things about modern dating that we don't like, right? Or how modern dating has, failed us in that way. But what do you feel like are some advantages modern dating has,
It's easy to get in contact with people. My mom was telling me how I used to be back in the 70s.
That's the worst. Like, that's what makes it bad.
No, go ahead.
Too many options. It could be good.
Too many options can be bad because some people think they have the options that they really don't have just because the option is out there.
That is a real thing.
You get what I'm saying?
Just because you see it on Instagram, don't mean she wants you back.
Hey, look, true. It's funny though because you talk to people that was outside your area real easy now. Before you had to travel to people out here thinking, oh, I can go. We didn't have that option.
But people around the way. People frown at settling, right? Everything is such a taboo. Oh, I settled. Like it's settling with something that works for you. So people think, oh, settle because you have 1,000,001 options and you gotta have, everything. Sometimes settling is fine. People frown upon the word settling. Like I feel like the words be triggering people.
But they're not really settling though. They think they settling. They not settling. They belong. They not settling. They never had the option to be there. They are not settling. In their mind they settling, but they not settling.
Exactly.
Where they fit in, that's what they getting.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You hit Mark, you hit that on the nail. You hit that on the nail.
Yep.
You're exactly where you need to be at, but just because there's options, you thinking I'm
You
settling.
think there's options. Those
Yeah, I
fake
hate
options.
that.
Like,
But what you
yeah.
think is one
You
of my
look in the mirror like my ass is definitely fat enough to get him. I'm gonna get that.
Yep. One of my friends was telling me a story where a friend of hers was on the heavy set side or whatever, and she started getting in the gym, her and her partner, and she started getting attention she never had before.
She left.
She like, now she want to go out more. The partner she was with, thugging it out, we're having a good time. Now it's like, well, you don't want to go. I want to go out because now she's getting all this attention she's never had before, and now you get all the attention from these men. Right? This guy that loved you, but now you're getting all this attention. Oh, because I need attention. He's not giving me attention. And now you're seeking it. And now you getting ran through. Doop, doop, doop. He dropped you over. Now you realize it's the water is swampy out there. Now you're trying to work your way back.
Hey, bro, the sad part is that's like so true. It's so true. It's so true. It's so true. And I hate to say it, but from my viewpoint, I've seen a lot, and it's sad. It really is. But I mean, not to say we ain't shit, but it's sad.
Yeah.
I'm getting real quiet on this part because I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you get in that gym, you come up a little bit, your options do increase. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I done pulled some, like, whoa, for real, you supermodel.
Yeah, but it's a difference when you're already in a relationship. Like, if you're already in a relationship, though, that's a whole different story. Like, if you're single and you get in the gym, and then of course, then you level up and not physically
apply though
in different ways. I mean, yeah, you can work on yourself to the point where you can raise your standards, I believe. Mm-hmm. But if you're in a relationship already and you're working on yourself, don't take that person who stood by you when you really wasn't shit for granted.
I don't think Drew's saying it like that though. I think he's saying more so if and I'm sorry, Nico, you said it. But it's like, think about it. If all that time that she dealt with that weight, now she got to a point where now she's getting all this attention. What she doesn't understand is she's not mentally equipped to deal with the attention she's receiving because her whole life she's had the mentality of I'm not worthy, I'm not this. And to think that you can go, let's say she's 25. She can go 25 years of her life with that mentality, all of a sudden get in shape in 1 year. Now everybody on her and she thinks she can handle it. That is ridiculous.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The other side looks greener. Right? Because sometimes you see some guys and girls envy another person's like the attention that they're seeking, right? Or the attention that they're getting, right? And they never been the one that got the attention, and they want that, right? Because there's bad things on both ends. Some girls, can't. It's too much attention. Where it's like I can't walk down a block and be hollered at 100 times. Where you can walk down a block and no one holler at you, and you don't have to worry about somebody approaching you. Where a girl who gets all the attention, from the person that don't get attention, you think that's a good thing. Like, oh, you get all the attention. What are you complaining about? But girls who get all that attention might not like that. It looks green, it looks cute because they might get things from it, but there's also a bad side to it. And the girls, guys who's on the other side not getting that attention, think the other side is greener. And there's some green side to it, but it's patchy brown spots.
I mean, that's life.
They want the medium ugly. That's what y'all. It's the medium ugly for y'all. That's what it is. That's what it would be for us. The equivalent of a medium ugly dude is what we want mentality wise.
So you want a medium ugly mentality woman? Is that what you're saying? Okay. So basically, you want her to be humble but still fine.
To me, that translates to halfway insecure.
Like every now and then, you can meet a girl and she bad, but you be like, you cannot be this fine and have that mentality. That is so rare. Right. So yeah, medium ugly, because most women that know they fine, let's keep it real, fellas, they assholes. They the same assholes.
Listen,
right?
when you
don't have a conversation when you go out, right? They think this shit funny. It's not. You know what I'm saying?
All girls think they're funny.
and then they think like if the date was bad, it was somehow your fault. When the reality is like, son, you had no conversation, right? And it's like you just out here for. That's when it'd be like you just out here for a meal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And then you'll see him with somebody else who treat him like shit. You just laugh because it's like, okay, thank you, God, you got me on that one. Cause
Oh, not you just
Actually, never had
Well,
a bad
damn.
date. I think about
right.
because you look at that loss,
Never
man, you
had
gotta
one.
look at the loss as like a blessing, man. It's like, please,
Oh
like,
yeah,
save me from that. Cause
for sure.
what?
Look,
And
the less time you waste with somebody that don't like you, the more time you got to play PlayStation. That's how I look at it.
Oh
So
God, you in this PlayStation child.
I play my
there you go.
piano. I ain't
I'm
got
gonna do a motherfucking bass and a hi-hat for the background.
Okay, next question, guys. Listen, this thing is acting aggy today. Okay, do you think marriage is still the ultimate goal for most people, and is it for you?
I think it's the goal, but people don't know what it takes to be married. People want it.
They want the title.
People want the title. People think it's a cheap. People think you can pick it up off the corner, and it's for everybody. Marriage ain't. Well, everybody got different marriages. So whatever marriage works for you, and whatever marriage looks to you, right? Because everybody has different things. So I can't even say, it has to be a certain way. So what, some people marry multiple people. So whatever marriage works for you, but even that is not for everybody, right? I feel like people think it's attainable for everybody, even relationships. Some people shouldn't be in relationships at all.
Hey, look, till death do you part should be real.
You know what I mean? Some people shouldn't even be in relationships, but everybody thinks because it's something you should have. Everybody should have it. It's like, oh, I should have it, and not putting the work in or don't know what it takes to be in these types of relationships. Some people just real selfish. It's a lot about themselves, and it's like it's what I want. And if it ain't what I want, then I'm off to the next one because I'm dating with attention, but only but what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think people want the marriage and people want the celebratory part of it.
Yeah.
But not the ups and downs of the marriage, right? Because you see people be dating for a long period of time and then divorce in 1 year. Like, what changed? Like, you dated for 10 years, you get married for one and it's gone? Because like that, once the honeymoon stage and you realize this up and down roller coaster is a for life thing, like it's not going to be straight across the whole way through. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like people just want the glorified part of it and not the real work. People don't want the gray areas. That gray area, people don't want that part. People want the beginning and the end, and that's it.
Like over the years, I would meet a lot of like older couples. Back when I used to like be at work and go to people's houses, and I meet a lot of old people. And you meet somebody old, most of the time they haven't really had anybody like come visit them. They spend a lot of time alone. You'd be surprised, especially like widows or what have you. So you meet somebody and they want to talk. And so I'd sit there and spend the time and get to know some things, and they'll drop some gems on you, man. It's like, and the fact of the matter is most of the time today everybody just gives up. You know what I'm saying? Like if your car ain't working, you fix it 1 or 2 times, you get rid of it. You got something come out, you want the new version, you're gonna buy it as soon as it come out. There's no mentality of like working on it and fixing it and figuring it out. Like nobody want to talk about what the problem is. I want to put the energy into like, it's like, oh, if you're not what I want right now, I'm on to the next. And it's like the reality of it is everybody gonna end up being alone. That's it. And that's the goal. Like if you look at the movies. I heard a dude say some shit the other day about coming up, all the movies were about cheating. Somehow a woman was cheating and boom. And then the movie, that was it. And it's like, okay, that's programming the shit out your ass if you really think about it. And if you think about any relationship scenario, you can probably find a movie to fit that too. So
what about the music? What about the music? Music don't talk about love. Like everybody is like, oh, fuck that, boss up. Everybody's like, fuck everybody. And the music don't really speak of forgiveness.
Our music too.
And loving again. It's all about fuck that. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this boss, this, or I'm this king, I'm this. But nobody talks about coming together and forgiveness music. Like that's obviously, I love my 90s music. So, this modern day music is more on fuck that, this and that, and no love connection. Like that, bringing that back. I'm sorry, or like Mark said, ain't too proud to beg. You know what I mean? Like bringing that back. Everybody's ego driven and with their chest, like, nah, I'm bigger than that. Like, and everybody walking around. Oh, I ain't got to deal with that. This is always the next because social media opened up like the floodgates of its options. So I don't need that. I'm going to find the next option. Nobody's willing to work on anything. So the music, like the music, damn near represents what people are feeling or how the music is given.
Modern dating, yeah.
I mean, I think
Straight trash.
I think marriage is still the goal for most people. I'm just going off of what I see, especially the reactions to the engagement videos and stuff on social media, because that's how we connect, right? So like I see that. I think that Nico made a great point. People don't really know what it takes to like the marriage is more than a wedding. Like a wedding is one thing, a marriage is a completely different story. My brother and his wife been married over 5 years now. And they can spit some. I might get them on this podcast one day just so they can talk to and let y'all know. But you know what I'm saying? Like I still think that it is the ultimate goal for people for most people. I am seeing this rise in stuff. First of all, we born and raised in the Western world, so when I'm hearing people talking about polygyny and polyamory, I think that's kind of weird in this land because that's not our culture. But whatever. I think overall, folk are still, they want that monogamy type of setup and marriage. But me personally, yeah, it's still, I don't want to call it a goal. I don't want to call it a goal. That's what I'm
Right,
saying. For
right.
me personally, right? I'm gonna say that I'm open to it if the circumstances allow for it. If I meet a woman who is saved and she is fine and she is focused and she's our core values align, then I'm gonna be yeah, we going for get marriage, but I'm not pushing towards that mark. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just happy being me, you know what I'm saying, and moving forward. Like I said, if I meet a woman like that, I'll come along. You have a tendency to find people like that. But I look at it like this. It's a vacancy, like the wife category for me, it's a vacancy that can be filled, but I don't necessarily need that. I'm not looking to like this must be filled. Like I must have somebody. Like no, if I find somebody who meets qualifications, she down. Come on with it. But yeah, but I am 100% open to marriage. Absolutely. Like I'm not gonna call it a goal, but it's something that I'm down with and I support. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, I think what you're saying is okay, especially with social media, I feel like a lot of attention gets put on the engagement, the wedding, the celebration of it all, but you don't see the real gritty work behind the scenes or what comes after the wedding, which is the actual marriage, the actual relationship. And there's a lot of people that get to these stages in life who feel like I'm 30, I'm 40, I got to do these things, and they're just, well, you're here now. You're going to try to fit a circle, a peg into a round hole and make it work because that's who's in your face right now. And then when you get into the marriage, you really get to know people and you get to realize y'all aren't really that compatible.
Because some people want to be married any means necessary. I don't care what it takes. And I know a person I was really close with that to her, any means necessary. She wanted, I want to be married and any means necessary. And I've seen her like go through like I know this person, when you used to love is blind, like Eve said, she was like head over heels, like, and couldn't see what was wrong because she felt like she's getting closer to the marriage. And once he engaged her, it was like, he can't do nothing wrong. I'm almost at the finish line. And that's just the beginning. Like getting married is just the beginning. Like to her, boom, any means necessary. I got to be married. Like, and I see some people were willing to do anything to be married or be
married, stay married, and that's the crazy part. Like you'll do anything to get it, but you don't want to do what it takes to maintain it, and that's really wild.
A lot of people want to just say they're married just because it's just something they can check off their list of things that they want to accomplish in their life, but
they can flex.
It's not a partnership they're looking for. Like, because at the end of the day, it's a partnership that you're entering into. So that's not what they want. They can take that marriage and just like, oh, well, I want to be married, so I can put it on any, person that I come across that will, fit the criteria of whatever looks good to say I'm married to them. But, so in that aspect, yeah, people want that, but that's not, marriage. That's not partnership. So I would say a lot of people, I would say it's kind of like 50-50, that some people want the partnership and some people don't. And I'm talking about like in real life. I'm not talking about like what I see on social media, because I kind of go by like, my friends and people that I'm interacting with on a daily basis. Like some people, a lot of people, including myself, I'm like, marriage would be amazing. Marriage would be beautiful, but it has to be, with somebody who wants the same thing, who wants to partner in life with me, not just say that they are married because they want to check it off their list, but really, because I could do without the wedding. You know what I mean? I really could. Like we don't need that. I
That
could
don't sound
go.
like a man thing.
What about the ring? What about the ring size? Can you?
No, hold up. That
Oh,
don't seem like a man's thing. Like men don't really be like. I mean, of course there are some, but like dudes ain't sitting around be like, I'm gonna get married. I check that off my list. I don't think.
No,
Some men are though. Some men, because
I didn't say all men. I said yes, some men are, but I'm saying for the majority of men, I promise you, we're not sitting around and like, bro, I can't wait to get married. No, we're not doing that. We're not like not y'all. Like,
you want to find your person.
we don't do that. We don't do that shit. We're not sitting around talking about how the wedding gonna be, the flowers. That's
maybe that's the problem.
We do that for you. That is for you. That is it.
Don't get me wrong.
Do it.
I do want a dope ass wedding, but
I don't understand where these I don't understand where it comes from. Like the vision of like men don't think that way. We are so fucking simple, yo. Like literally.
But you know what though? You know a man's in love when he start thinking like that though. Like when he start talking like that, that's
but
when
who
you know.
He tell one person. He tell your boy that's it, right? Hey yo, I think I'm gonna pop the question, bro. I think I'm
yo, and they be talking about yo, man, it's the one, man. She amazing, all that. And now they love struggling all that. But like in general,
and that's the one that get married and get divorced like 5 years later. He was wide open, his nostrils was flaming, and she ran through his ass, took his money, and he learned.
Oh, damn.
That's the reality of today, though. That's what it is. Right. Yo, like, if a dude is open for a chick for real, most of the time she gonna run. So,
but see, the thing is, but that all goes back to what are you getting married for? So, okay, this good woman question that you're saying, oh, I'm gonna pop the question, I'm really into her, blah blah blah. But you gotta ask yourself, if you're saying this is the woman that's gonna run through all your money, gonna do this and that, why are you into her? You're into her for the wrong reasons, probably because she's a bad chick. She got this, she got that.
I got the answer. I got the answer
on paper, whatever the case may be. So that's why you want to marry her. But so you got shit going on too that you need to.
The answer is the same reason for it is for women that deal with dudes that treat them like shit, and then when the dude treat them well, they like, yeah, he too nice. But a dude that treat them like shit, they'll love them all day long. So it's the same thing for men. Men get caught in the same trap that women get caught in. It's just the opposite. Mm-hmm. And until you figure your own shit out, you won't get caught in that trap no more. So, it's all good.
I just think that if you want to lock down a bad chick, they see what they want and they feel like,
okay, so what dude want Godzilla walking on his arm? That makes no sense. She treats me so good, y'all. She treats me so good. She loved me so good.
Yeah, I love marriage, you, baby.
Oh, come
on. But the part of it is that you said. The part of it is what you said. That's the chick that ran through it, and it's just like because those are the guys who see the red flags. They see she might have the package on the outside, but on the inside, the soul ain't right. The things ain't right. But they still want who they want. They want who they want. They want it for
I'm not impressed by the baddies, right? When you see certain guys go head over the hills, like some of them probably never had their younger years, they ain't really date bad girls. They date whatever came their way.
Well, that's typically the case.
I'm not. When you dated some good-looking women, you're not impressed by it. Like, oh yeah, I'm bad. Oh, yeah. Okay, and I can find a bad girl on every other corner. So you're not impressed by that. Like, I want to who you are to your core, your soul, to your soul. Like who you are to the core is where I want to be attracted to. Like, yes, your physicals will get me attracted to you first. But knowing who you are and the way you move, how you think is what keeps me like, okay, I can rock with her. That's someone I can link with, someone I can build with. You know, not just on the outside. Like that just gets you in the door. But if that's all you got to hold on to, I'm a baddie. Miss me with it.
They get
Okay,
boring real
let's
quick.
move on to the next question.
That's like a
So
new car.
the next question is, how
Ooh.
important is chemistry versus compatibility?
I'm gonna ask a real question. Is
Clearly,
that not the
chemistry
same
is what's
thing?
winning. Not.
No.
No, I mean,
Really?
I would say chemistry winning right now versus compatibility.
Because Drew asked, he said, is that not the same thing? When I think about somebody that's compatible, I'm thinking like, this will do, but it's not what you really want.
But compatibility is what it's all about, not
Yeah. I think
chemistry.
compatibility
go.
is so.
Actually, you need both.
I mean, chemistry, you need
need
it.
some chemistry now.
You need the chemistry now. Not gonna lie, you need the chemistry. The chemistry is very important.
There's
But
symbiotic.
The chemistry
you have-
in the same place.
if you have chemistry and no compatibility, then
They go together. You need
you
them
can
both.
throw it away.
You need them both, right? You go for
You
that.
need both.
Say
You
that.
need them both.
You need them both. Yeah, you need them both.
You need them both.
One don't trump the next.
Yeah. Next question.
Hold up.
Okay.
You can work on chemistry though.
You can
Nah.
what?
No.
You can't do
Nah.
nothing without both in the beginning.
You can't.
Can
You
you
can't
work on
grow.
You can't do
chemistry?
nothing without both in the
It's
beginning.
just there.
Right. Agreed.
You need both in the beginning.
Finger on it. It's just
I
there.
mean-
It's like
You can work on compatibility. You can't work
Come on,
on
we too
chemistry.
old for this one. Next
You
question.
can't work on chemistry. All right.
Come on, next-
now you sometimes
Like,
you don't know.
you got it or you don't. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Next question. Why are we jumping all around? Okay. So, what's one thing you wish the opposite sex understood better? And pertaining to dating.
Oh,
About
that's-
what
How
we
much time
need.
you got?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm messing with you.
Nah, for real, I wish women would understand more that when a man says something to you, like you in an actual relationship, not dating, you're like in a relationship.
Mhm.
When they tell you what they feel, what they think, and what they want, it's no more. It's just that. There's nothing else. There's
You
no.
gotta read in between the lines.
It's just that's it. There's nothing else. I promise you. It's not like, oh, but he really want. No, he doesn't. Oh, well, I should. No, he doesn't. That's it. There's nothing else. Y'all, we gotta sit there and figure it out. But for us, that's it. Look, y'all can't even respond to this. They're like, that can't be what he's saying. That can't be it. There's gotta be
My
more.
experience. Like, I feel like sometimes I have had to read between the lines because some men have been very just words just weren't flowing when it comes to understanding how they feel. Like they weren't good at expressing what they needed, what they wanted in the
Oh,
moment.
well, their
That's why
actions ain't
communication
never gonna
is-
lie.
Right, but that's why communication is so important to me now,
Never gonna lie.
because I had situations where I wasn't getting that communication. And I felt like it was becoming my job to figure out what it is that you want. Like, and why is that my job? You supposed to just tell me.
But how did that relationship
Help
end up?
you know what I mean? Help me help you.
How did that
But I
relationship
can't
end
read
up?
your mind. Like, I can't read your mind. I don't want to have to read between the lines. But I feel like there are a lot of men who haven't done the work and maybe don't even know what they want, so they can't even express it. But yeah,
Right,
I
but
don't know.
that relationship like didn't work, right?
Of course not, because you can't tell me what you need. You can't.
Okay,
you
so-
can't
so you-
verbalize what
so you-
I can do to make this better.
But I'm
So
saying,
how can we fix something if we can't identify the problem?
But you can identify the problem before you get into the relationship, though.
Not always. As you evolve and you get to
Come on.
I'm just saying,
You're talking about the problem of
nobody shows up on the
communication.
first. Nobody shows up on the first day or the first
You can
like.
identify
whatever.
communication issues, insecurities, all that early
Yes,
on.
but
Yeah.
but what I'm saying, there are different factors that come into play. Maybe travel comes into play. Maybe something happens in their life and it changes who they are, and like it changes their personality. Like they lose somebody. I've had that happen. I feel like their personality changed after they lost somebody, or after they had like some traumatic stuff from their childhood, like and an event happened and it just like flipped the switch.
So I can speak on that, right? Because I lost my son.
Change. You know
And
what
then
I mean?
I was in a relationship and that shit went left. So is it
See?
but here's the thing though. If you're in a marriage, which I was in a marriage, should you deal with that for 1 year, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years? How long should you deal with that person's going through their issues in that marriage before you tap out?
It depends on that person. What's happening? Because if it's
That's
like
not the right answer, Tasha. It's a marriage.
No, that's to you. My right answer is my right answer. Your
So
right
in
answer
a
is your
merge,
right
you
answer.
would tap out in a
So
merge.
this gonna work for Tasha. That's gonna work for
So in
Mark.
the merge, you would tap out.
And I say this because there are instances for if we're talking like down the line, when people age, they get dementia. Like there are people who've gotten dementia and personalities just switch. Like they become very mean and hard to deal with, hard to live with, to the fact where they push everybody away, and nobody wants to be around that all the time. So that is an example that I'm using, because if your personality changes and you're making my life a living hell, and it feels like there's nothing that I can do that's going to make the situation better, to make you better, to make us better, how long am I supposed to be miserable for you?
That's
Because
like
would you do that if I was making you miserable?
but that's not you're not even with the same person anymore if they got dementia. They don't even know who they are. So yes, from what you're saying, I agree. Yeah, I
You're
can
saying
see
you'll leave them, right?
dementia and they treat you like shit and everything like that.
But
Absolutely.
personalities can change. People can change.
Yes. But I
Time
mean,
change
how
a
many
lot of
times people use somebody change to get out of the I don't know, man. I feel what you're saying, but the reality of it is people don't really put that same level of effort and energy into what they're saying they want. You say you want this relationship, you want this marriage, that's the goal, right? Because we just came
To
from
what
marriage
extent, though?
goal, but you don't want to, but you don't want the work.
But
Like
to
the
what extent?
dudes fall into shit. They don't. Well, anyway, go ahead. No, I'm just like I
Well,
don't.
what level of okay? What level? What's your expectation on what your partner should? If you're going through something or something traumatic happens to you, what is the window or the grace that you would expect your partner to give you? And if you know that, have you explained that to that person?
Well, I mean, who sits down and then now you saying it probably
You
is a good
should.
question. Hey, if somebody dies, how long you gonna be fucked up? But how can somebody answer that
But I feel
question?
like that's
Can't
therapy,
answer
right?
that question. You don't
But
know.
therapy will.
Well, therapy, yeah, but you can go to therapy. But like, I went. Remember the TV show? I don't know. They did the celebrity therapy, and they would have the celebrities come to the house and the
Yeah.
super famous. So I went to that. I did that. I went to their little program in Texas,
Mhm.
right? And it was amazing. I learned a lot. But I'm like, one of the guys was like in the scenario for what I had. He was saying going through like you gonna have to deal with a long period of time where you gonna have to just give him passes for whatever it is you think is an issue and ain't got nothing to do with you, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, like yeah, I mean, and then put yourself in the position if you're going through something, don't you want your man to be there for you like that? So it's like it's crazy to me that like even without the scenario being presented, just a random scenario, how quickly we decide to give up and be like, I'm out.
Mhm.
I think my concern would be what you just said is giving a pass on, like he said, you're going to have to give him passes. I think my concern would be like, because I've seen people do this kind of with like ailments too. Like how do you know when you taking advantage of the passes? And that would be my concern, because a lot of people do.
But also, you got to go into it and say, like, okay, am I doing this for them, or am I doing this because I want to do this, because I want to be here, because I love this person, I want to make this relationship work? It ain't got nothing to do with like, so you're not even really thinking about, oh, are they taking advantage of me? Are they doing this and that? Because it's like, it's for the greater good of the relationship. You're here because like this person needs help. This person needs support. So I'm going to show up for them because for the greater good of the relationship, because I want this to.
Right. That has to be your starting point.
Right.
Because everything else doesn't even start until later. Like everybody thinks like, oh, I got married. So nigga, what you saying? Like, yeah, this is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like we got so much more to go through. Like marriages get good like 10 years later. Then they get amazing like 15 years later. No one wants to see their return of investment. No one. Everybody wants it now. Give me now. I want it now. I got it on Amazon. Bitch, get that shit to my door in 12 hours. That's it. Nobody wants to wait for anything.
And then the thing is, you can't, no matter what a person goes through, like, we're talking about, death and things like that, but it could be something that's not even as quote unquote big as that, but it affects them. So it's all about like learning your partner and understanding what they need and working with them through whatever issues, because something that you may look at is like, oh, that's not even a big deal. Like, why are they tripping, or why is it affecting them? But to them, it's big. And you don't understand how they are coping, how they're, how it's affecting them because of whatever traumas they may have or whatever. You just don't know. You're still learning each other. Like you said, I mean, it takes years, I feel like, to learn a person, but you have to constantly be invested and say, like, I'm going to show up, you know, whatever it is that we need to do to like ground ourselves to each other during this time. Let's do that for each other. Like, it is not anything to do with like, oh, you're taking advantage, or, oh, I don't know this because I don't think I can deal with it. Because sometimes you got to put that aside and say, no, we committed to this. We are sticking in this. I'm sticking by you. And this is what, you know, whatever we got to do to ground ourselves to each other to get through it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the goal. I just think that, I don't know, I've seen some real dark things. Like, people put other people through some really dark things.
But don't receive that in your life as yours, though. It's like you.
No, I don't. I receive that as we say a lot of things about things that we've never experienced, about how you would be, and like even myself, how I would be in a situation, and then that situation happened to me, and then shit got real, and I was just like, I didn't know what the fuck to do, and it was not how I thought I would handle that, because I feel like I'm a pretty grounded person. I think things through, and I'm very empathetic. So I'm a heart person. So I'm always trying to be there, you know, type person. So, but when certain situations happen, I didn't react the way that I thought I would react, and I think that sometimes maybe that's something we don't prepare ourselves for, or know how to even prepare for that, because it's easy to say, I'm gonna stick through it. Like, tough, it's easy. But when those tough times hit,
it's because if it's breaking you,
but look where it brought you, though. But look you are today.
No, but what if it breaks you what if it's breaking you as a person? Like, some people really like, and it's like, you to me, it's like, you know, you can go through some things, but it's like when it gets to a point where it's breaking you down for who you are, like this is breaking me. Like this person,
you need that, though.
I can bend, but I can't I ain't gonna let nobody break me.
Here's the funny thing, though. Listen to what you just told me. You said, what if it's breaking? Okay, but you said, what if it's breaking you? Right? It is breaking you, but it's not. You're not broken. So yeah, I understand some people gonna go through some things, and they might either take their life or, you know, go through some really tragic times. But how many stories have you heard of somebody goes through real tragic times only to come out on the other side? So yeah, we all got to go through the things that take us through life, that break us or breaking us. But at the end of the day, you still gonna come out, and you ain't here. So if you've been through it, guess what? You got through it. And if you can get through it, probably says you done came out somewhere above from where you were before. So you got to really stop looking at, sometimes bad things happen to us, like literally really bad shit. But it's part of your life. It's part of your path, and you're going to grow from it. It's going to turn you into the person that you meant to be. Everything that happens to us that's bad ain't bad. It's bad, but it ain't necessarily bad. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah. So it's all good, man. Just, you know,
on a personal, on a personal, like on a personal, like myself, like I feel like we've all gone through some crazy shit. I've gone through some things. It's like when you come on the other side of that, it's like, yo, that shit broke me, but I got through. But
it bent you.
When it's somebody else, be broke. No, when it's somebody else putting you through that break, it feels a little different, because when it's you, and you know you can take accountability for the decisions you make and the things you've done. It's like, yo, this decision put me through something that really broke me, but it got me through. But when it's someone else doing it, inflicting the pain on you, it's a little different, because if it's like putting your hand on the fire, right? And it's like, if I get through the other side, I'll be all right. Like, nah, this is gonna
how did you get to that point, though?
Take away yourself from the fire. Sometimes.
How did you get to that point, though? How did you get to the point where that person was doing whatever it was to you that was inflicting you?
No, look, like you said, they could have gone through a trauma that sent them down that road where now.
How did you get there? Not them. How did you get there?
Because you're dealing with somebody's whatever the pain.
How did you get there?
You're trying to hold on. You're trying to be there. You're trying to.
Basically, what telling me is everything is you, not them.
No, not everything is me. But I'm trying to be supportive, right? Because look, all right, they went through something, right? Like you said, if I'm dating a partner,
in a relationship.
Yes, right, and they lose a part. They say they lose a child, right? Like, again, I don't have a kid, and the partner I'm dating, she has a child, and she lose, her child. Oh, something trauma happened to her, and I'm there to be that supporting arm or shoulder, whatever it is that she's dealing with. But it's getting to a point where the thing she's going through is also affecting me too, and she's lashing out or doing whatever, and is throwing, the baggage on me to what, and she don't even care that it's breaking me.
Job in that scenario would be to go out here.
Even going through what you're going through, you gotta have some understanding that the other person is a human being too. So I understand that you're going through what you're going through as an individual, but you gotta understand your partner too. You can't just be that naive or careless about me. Even going through your trials and tribulations, you can't be that careless about anybody else. Like fuck everybody else, because I'm a person too, and I'm here for you.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that at all. I feel like in that scenario, you got to do whatever it is that you feel is best for you. But at the same time, if you got married, we're not talking about just a relationship. If you got married, in that same scenario of any type of trauma or tragedy in your relationship, why did you commit yourself to spend what would be, you've heard vows before, right? So why would you say that?
Better or worse?
Why would you state they're just words, right?
Right.
Okay, but words have power. Say you ain't shit every day in the mirror and see how your life go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you chose to say those words, and if whatever your religion is, you said them in some type of
stand on business.
God is right.
Stand on business.
Said all that, but soon as some shit bad for 6 months, a year, which when we break it down is not that long, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you can't deal with it. Now, if it's physically or mentally abusive,
right.
I understand, but you ain't got to leave your partner or your spouse, what have you, in order to get away from the toxic shit that they dealing with. You can take a break. You can go stay with your aunt or your sister or your cousin or whatever. You can figure the shit out. But to just be like, I'm done because it doesn't feel good, that's bullshit. That's what the relationships are today. So if you can't date right, why even bother marrying? You're not gonna make it.
Fair point. Yep.
What's the point? What's the goal? The goal should be to last. So if you can't last dating, you're not going to last marriage.
And then if you think about it, right, like you're suffering, right? The suffering that you're experiencing from their suffering. Imagine them. Imagine what they are feeling.
The person that's supporting you?
No.
Okay, another level.
Going through it.
To your point, Sandra. Okay, so what do you do with the person who you said, imagine the person that's actually going through it, feeling the things, what it's happened to, what they're going through. So what do you do if your partner doesn't want any kind of help? They want to be in that moment. They just want to be stuck.
Give them that.
They're not receptive.
And that's what you give them.
Give it to them. That's what you signed up for.
For as long as they need it.
Yeah, and you just suffer for a little while, just like they are. You suffer through their. Listen, y'all. I don't know. It's a marriage, so you suffer in your marriage, and you also thrive in your marriage. It's a marriage. We are one. If I'm down, you are down. Mm-hmm. You're not up when I'm down. What the fuck is that? If you're over here, listen. If you're happy as shit and I'm real sad, we ain't really together. Well, fellas, if your girl ain't down when you're down, leave her. I don't
need her to be down.
If you're not upset when I'm upset, meaning you feel some type of way, your emotions should be attached to mine. So when I'm low, you should be like, my man ain't right. I feel some type of way because he feels some type of way.
But I ain't got to be all the way low because I need to pick you up.
Come on, bro. You know I'm not saying down fucking out, but I'm saying
all right.
You should have empathy for your partner. You should have empathy. So your empathy
but
should
not I have to be like you.
Okay, but so when your man is down, you don't feel some type of way.
Of course I do, but
and
I'm not trying to like.
Just said. That's all I just
said. Now listen, like I believe in giving people space to work through what it is that they're working through, and for sure, yes. But at some point, if it becomes evident to me that this person doesn't want to help themselves, he doesn't want to get better, he doesn't want to address the situation, he's taking things out on me, and now I'm a punching bag because you don't want to go to therapy. We're not going to do that because that's unhealthy, and that would be me supporting an unhealthy manner and lifestyle. No, I see you down, I'm gonna give you a space, I'm gonna support you in whatever way I can, for sure. But at some point, we can't live and wallow in this forever. We got to get back up because life does go on.
Question. Say in your relationship, hold up real quick. In your relationship, this is a brand new relationship, whatever. So you're with this guy, everything's cool, everything's great. You're going through a bad situation, like a really bad situation. What type of level of understanding do you want from him? Do you want bottom level or you want top tier, right? No matter what the problem is, you want top tier empathy, understanding, support, all that from him. And if it took a month for you to go through some bullshit at work that was really stressing you out, so you were short with him and all that shit, you don't care about that. You want him to be there and not take it personal because it's not about him. Soon as this motherfucking scene flips, all of a sudden, dude, your man is going to be there for you if y'all together.
I've been through some situations
like that. Matters. I think that becomes a personal choice. Like you gotta pick the person that works for you. Because I wouldn't want somebody that would just let me just wallow unless it was something devastating like a loss. That's the whole nother category. But if it's just life,
what would you expect?
But this is what I'm saying. But this is how I pick my partners, and this is how I know who I can be with and who I can't. Because I would want someone who wouldn't let me just wallow and just feel sorry for myself and be in this space. I would want them to give me my space. Let me have that. Whatever I need, a week, a day, whatever the situation is.
Don't make it about them.
Nobody said he wasn't checking in on you or asking you how you
No,
feel.
but I'm saying at some point I would want them to hold me accountable. Like, babe, I know the shit was hard. I know the shit was fucked up. I know this is not what you wanted. I get all that, but we got to start moving forward. What's the next step? I want a partner that's going to hold me accountable and be like, babe, what's the next step? What's the next step to getting you back to yourself? I don't want someone who's just going to be like, oh, you still there? You still sad? Okay.
No, but come on now. That's not what you know. That's not
but like you were saying, Tasha, you don't want somebody taking it personal, right? Because it's like, I've dealt with a situation. It's like, I'm going through the situation. It's about me. How you mad? Because I'm going through and you're not letting me go through how I want to go through it. And now you're upset. And now you're not allowing me to deal with whatever issue I'm dealing with. Right? You want to be expressed like what it is, like, nah, nothing, just I'm good. Just, because you're trying to process.
You're not communicating. Because if you're saying I'm good.
I'm processing.
Good for me. I don't need you to do that.
Sometimes all you need somebody to be their presence. I don't need you to say anything, do anything. Just your presence sometimes is good enough. And sometimes you gotta let me process it. Sometimes, women, like, I say women because I date women. So like they wanna figure it out. It's like, you gotta let me process it first. Let me take it in, digest it, and then I can be like, all right, this and this. But it's like, oh, you're not communicating. I'm like, you didn't even let me process it yet. Like, let me take it in and you making it about you. It's not about you. It's about me. Like, in another example, one of my friends, she called me. Her husband, he was in the Navy at the time, and they don't really get much service out there, whatever. And I think he posted like, yo, I feel like I can't express myself. But she called me like, yo, what does he mean? I'm always there for him. I'm like, yo, please don't make that about you. I'm like, he never said you. He said whatever he's going through, he feel like he can't express himself. I guess when on his naval base. I'm like, when somebody's going through, don't make it about you. I'm like, just say, babe, I'm here for whenever you just give encouragement. Don't start making what he's going through about you. A lot of people like to tend to do that. It's like, take it personal and making it about them. It's not about you. Sometimes that person is just going through whatever they're going through, and don't take it personal and don't make it about you. Sometimes let them figure out how to handle it. And sometimes always need you to be, your presence is good enough. If I just see you there, it's like, all right, she got my back. She ain't saying nothing, but she just there. Right. Thank you.
You know what's crazy? Everything y'all just described can be addressed through selflessness. And what I mean by that is, yeah, we go through things, we can experience traumas or whatever that happened to us, and we feel that pain. And you are allotted, some time to grieve and deal with whatever you're dealing with. But there's nothing like the selflessness of a person who loves you. who can be there to support you, can understand that pain that you're going through, or at least recognize the pain. Maybe they're not fully understanding. They may have never gone through the same situation you've been, but they can at least recognize that you're, and they can go ahead and take their own desires and things and put those
To the side.
secondary and put it aside just for you. And be like, look, I'm here for you. On that same note, the ability for someone who is in grief, right, in your pain, or whatever confusion, whatever situation you're in, to look up and recognize that you got somebody riding with you, and that you are not, like Michael Jackson was right, you were not alone. That's most deaf, but like, you know what I'm saying? Lyrics in my head for a bunch of stuff. But my point is like when you can recognize that you got somebody there with you tangibly, that's been placed in your life, love can bring you to a point where you like, you know what? Like if they are here supporting me and believing in me, it encourages me to start believing in me again too. And I mean, it's one thing to obviously okay, well, God always believes in you. That's right, but God also has folk here to encourage you in your in your life, in your faith, or what have you. And so I think that when that selflessness come by, you like, you know what, I've grieved. I can recover because I can look and see that my pain may be affecting this woman that I love so much. I'm like, I can't let that happen. Like I can't let all this fall apart. And step by step, inch by inch, you find people are able to kind of, heal and move forward, all that out of selflessness. So like I think that what like die to self, Paul said, I die daily. Like the ability to do that's a hard thing to do. God knows it's a hard thing. I really want to get my brother and his wife on this podcast. Tosh, I'm hollering at you. But like the ability to do that is hard. But I mean it takes work. But again, when you are successful at doing that, going through that, you find yourself just being able to move forward. But again, I think it all can be addressed through selflessness. But that's just me taking the approach. Y'all made some great points.
That was a great way to tie it all together. Okay, so to soften things up, because we got a little heavy right there.
Yeah, what a big booty. Oh, my bad. It's not a topic.
Oh my
We're not
God, here
doing
we go.
that. My
Here we
bad.
go. Here we
Okay.
go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so I wish Keith could have been here because Keith was supposed to be here, but he got he's on a plane now. His flight was delayed. Before this question, because he is the one who brought this question to begin with. And yeah, it ended up going 3 episodes deep. Is it still not okay to get picked up by friends of the opposite sex as a woman when being hugged?
Yep.
Is that how we still feel today?
You talking like Jonathan Majors?
Is that what we still on?
Yo, the pickup hug, out of pocket. Out of pocket, bro.
Yeah, out of pocket for sure. No.
Swing her around, bro. You're doing a lot, bro.
Come on, Michael Ealy.
Like Drake said, I know those type of
Not
hugs.
Michael Ealy. Oh, that was a new one. That's a new reference. Him and Megan Good, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Ealy picked up and her feet was dangling and kicking and stuff. Like,
Yeah, that was mad extra right there. Yo.
Come on. She kicked the feet back.
That was mad
But
extra,
if everybody's friends, that's still
But
like,
hold up though. Okay, so here's one. What if I pick up Jess? Is that cool?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So it's questionable. We don't
That's
know what
your
their relationship
sister
is.
though. Like,
But we don't know what their relationship is.
Because I did that, and I did that to. Well, she was a teacher, right? One of my friends was having a birthday party. One of our teachers, was her coach or whatever. My teacher, she was small. She was probably like 4'11". I ain't seen her mad years. I'm like, oh my God, she's small. So I picked her up. I didn't know her husband was right there. But I picked her up. Yo. I'm like, my God. I apologize. I'm like, I was just like excited. Right? She's like, oh, Mr. Rivers picked her up. She's so small. I just like, I'm hunched over, so I just picked her up. Feet dangling.
But Nico, that is a pure example that goes against your standpoint, is that it can't just be a platonic, like, oh my God, I ain't seen you, I missed you, like a platonic, like,
Yeah, but it's still out of pocket. You gotta apologize. You gotta apologize. I see her husband. I was like,
so here's the thing. I think it comes down to this probably then.
My bad.
It's probably more based on what is the level of the friendship.
yeah.
Right? So if your husband is aware of your friendship with said male, then everything is cool. Ish. You know what I'm saying? And it depends on their relationship as well.
Their relationship, right?
You gotta
Okay.
allow that man to have that relationship with your husband.
I don't know, dude. And your feet kicked up.
Right, exactly. Like I never met him before.
But can we say you can't do this shit right here? Whatever that, the one leg
The
up.
one leg.
You one leg up, you go straight, you got to
The
go.
one
You
leg.
one leg up this dude when he hug you out.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
why you stick your
You
leg
better
out?
be looking real dead like shit when you hanging lip in a mug when he hug you.
Only church hugs
hell
around
is
here.
Oh
Only
my
church hugs
God.
around here. Only
man.
church hug.
Oh man.
I mean,
Only church hug.
but you gotta understand the relationship. Like if she, you know what I'm saying, y'all go to a family reunion or something like with her, like and she hug her Uncle Charlie and pick up, he done known her since she was small enough to be on his knee. That's one thing.
Change her diaper.
That's
change
Uncle
her
Charlie.
diaper.
Like change the diaper, that's one thing. I ain't tripping. But
That's
like
Uncle Charlie though.
nigga, my
That's a
age.
little creepy though. This is nasty.
I don't know Bobby over here.
It is.
I don't
Yeah,
know
you
Bobby.
hear me talk about changing a grown woman diaper.
Oh my God.
But you know what I'm saying? Like folk don't help raise people and all that kind of, but I'm saying like but somebody my age doing that, like who is this? Like, hold up, bro. Like this ain't
Yeah, like you
that's
said that you never met
violation.
before. I don't even know this man. I don't know. Or like my man's going hugging some chick. I don't know. What? Who the hell is this? And why are
Yeah.
you picking her
That's
up?
my little sister,
Sandra,
baby.
what if your man pick
No.
up a girl? What
I
if
ain't
your
never
man,
heard this girl in my life.
Sandra, what if your man pick up another woman while he hugging? Hey,
No.
and
It'd be
they
so
spin
funny though.
around.
Women mad that dudes be like, "That's my little sister" when they created that shit.
Mm-mm. No, because if I don't know her, you just absolutely not. No.
Yeah, you can't do certain shit. You can't do certain shit.
I wouldn't even hug women like my female friends. We go back to A&T, bro. Like if they got a boyfriend relationship, I was dapping up everybody. What's going on? I'm dapping up women like good to see you. Oh, yeah.
I'm hugging. I'm
man,
hugging.
There you go, yeah.
Man, you
Right.
I ain't dapping her. Like that's the homie. But I
Well,
ain't
man,
gotta
standing
like
right
you the
there,
bro. She ain't a
Hey,
diaper.
honestly, so wait,
Yeah,
hold up
man,
though.
right
Hey, ladies, what do y'all say? Who's it up to? The one. So in a scenario where you see the guy that you're close with and y'all cool,
And your man
role is it to guide how the
right.
hello is going to be? Should the woman come in and make sure that she sets the tone?
Woo.
Because see, a lot of times y'all be the ones that be like, do all the love, and the dude is like, who the fuck is this motherfucker right here?
Too much love.
The dude will see you and come up and be like, hey, how you doing? And be real like, hey, you with your guy.
You know all the bouncers when you pull
I
up to the
think
club.
it's on both. I think it's on both. It's both parties' responsibility. You can't put that on one person. If we are both
No, that's bullshit. If you with your guy and I bump
Exactly.
into you, the way if we out in public, I run into you, hey, what's up, Slim? How you been? If you with your dude and you know how he is,
okay, I see what you're saying. Then it's my responsibility.
girl, and I come out, I gotta make sure to be like, you might
Right.
be like, hey, I'll be like, hey, what's up?
Right.
What you
Yeah. Then
doing?
it's my responsibility. If I'm with my man and I see, it's my responsibility to set the tone, how it goes for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
But my whole thing with Nico was because like Jess, like this is the episode with Jess, and Jess used the example of Everett at Barcode, and Everett is just like and every time I see Everett, I'm like, so like, and I was telling Nico like every time I see him, my feet is up off the ground, like every time is off the ground, and every time
you with somebody walking up there,
I skip the line, and I'm like, hey, F. This is whoever the person of the moment, child.
The person of the moment. That's great.
This is the person, and it's always been cool, and nobody's ever felt away. But I didn't know it was a thing like that. But I never even thought twice about it because it's never been that kind of, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I never thought about it until he was asking that question. I never thought anybody would be offended.
So what if your man walked up to the door and the promoter was a female and he's standing in front of her, and as soon as he sees her, she's like, hey, and he gives her that long, slow, hey, bent all over and everything, and then what?
Okay, now you're doing the same thing Keith did. Now you added extra stuff to it. Like you added you
just put your feet in the air.
Like if the roles were reversed.
Both of your feet are in the air.
That's okay.
It's not a Toyota commercial.
This is what I feel about it. Like if my man does the same thing that I would do, because my first thought after that is let me introduce him to whoever I came with, right?
Right.
And so if that was his first thought, or he act like I ain't there, no, okay, that's crazy. But if his first thought is like, hey, this is my woman, this is Tasha, this is my girl, like
After
whatever
the
it is,
hug,
then okay.
after the hug,
I mean, I often greet people like, oh, and you're so caught up in the moment, and then it's just like, yo, this is such and such.
Right, but we didn't. You didn't say and then throw your feet in the air. So, and your feet go in the air, and he got you all suspended in the air, looking all dainty.
Listen,
Nah.
if he spin you around,
Okay, so if a dude hit you with one arm around the waist, hit you with the raise up, come on, man, y'all got this, man.
With the 360 spin.
Such an innocent friendship. I never thought twice about it.
Next question.
360 spin is wild. I'm just saying.
We spun your
If I haven't
360
seen anybody in
degree,
years.
That's
but see that it's also at the same time, right? Like if you're showing up anywhere with your man, right? I don't care how long we've been friends. I don't care who you are. My first thought is him and how he feels.
Right.
I don't give a fuck who you are. We could have been friends for 25 years, 30 years, but I'm gonna think about him first.
You a good woman, Sandra, because I am not.
good
I'm gonna be like,
That's
I
why
mean,
you toxic Tasha. That's why you toxic Tasha.
There they go.
I'm not toxic.
Man, look, I
PT.
got in trouble.
I'm just full of emotions.
Look, I've been in trouble for
The way I
smiling
do
too
it is
hard.
right. I don't give a shit what you say.
I've been in trouble for smiling too hard. You know what I'm saying? You go out in public. I'm like, oh man, I'm going all the way back. I'm gonna go back to A&T for this. I was at a pep rally, man. I was with my girl at the time, whatever. We was at a pep rally, and I saw another girl that I knew. I was like, hey, and she was like, hey. I was like, and they had music playing. You know what I'm saying? She was like, so I'm in a good mood already. And I said, I'm like, hey. And my girl looked at me and said, don't you be looking all happy, smiling, waving at the other.
Not too happy.
She happy. And that killed my whole mood for the rest of the day.
Because what he not saying is that's the smile she get from him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why you looking at her like when you smile when you see me?
No.
Look at him. Look. See, look.
She act like that. No, she brought that same question up. She was like, you're so happy when you see your friends. I'm like, yeah, because I don't be seeing them all the time. I see you every day. Like, and I'm still happy to see you. But
oh my God.
Oh, man.
Every day. I'll be
when you turn the corner, you're gonna be unstoppable.
Bro, I said, look, I'm like, yo, I see you. I'm always happy to see you, but it's like the element of surprise. You're not getting a surprise reaction from me. You getting a sustained affection look from me. It's a different thing.
What,
Like,
you again?
But you want me to see, like, I'm gonna go brush my teeth, come back in the room, see you in the bed, like, hey, baby, like, I ain't, like, it ain't gonna do that. She was like, understand. But she had some stuff she was dealing with though, so I should have. I didn't understand red flags back then. I didn't understand red flag back then. She had to heal from some stuff that but before me.
Hey, Jesus.
No, not really. No. I mean, like her dad's small issues, like not for real, but more like her last relationship.
Don't tell her business. Not tell her business on that. Shit.
I'm her name. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Wait a minute, you might.
All right, y'all. That was the last question of the night. So now we are going to. What? This camera must like you, Nico. It just wants to.
I'm mad at it. You know what I mean?
No, this is the point in the show where we turn the tables. But since we're live on YouTube, we're going to open it up. If anybody has any questions that they want to pose to the group, we will answer them now. But if you guys have any questions, anything that you guys want to discuss, any topics, now is the time. Let's chit and chat. Any things that we discussed over the past 5 years? Doing this thing.
Dang, it's been 5 years. Y'all remember the first time I was on here with a gold shirt and a black do-rag? I remember that. It's crazy.
A gold shirt and a black do-rag. Wow.
And on that episode, I would just like to say, he said he did not like girls who smoke weed because they smell like
poverty. Remember that? Why do you
like what?
They smell like poverty.
Poverty? Bruh. You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at him. Like, I don't need
Oh,
you to
like
smell
weed.
like weed though. Like
I mean,
You want your woman to smell
when
like
they
weed?
boofing.
That smell like a nigga,
I mean,
bro.
you're a pothead. I feel like if you smell like weed, why? Get a gummy or something.
Yo, that was crazy. I said that I did. I still don't like. I'm really not trying to be out with a woman. She smell like you smell like weed, bro. Like
Smell like
because in
weed is
my
crazy.
experiences, you know what I'm saying. Like I come up around a lot of hood niggas. Like those are the ones that smell like that. So I don't want my woman to smell like she in the trap. Like just because of my experience. Like
Busting
all
them
the dudes
bando.
that like the people I grew up with, like that. I mean, they was about that life. You know what I'm saying? They've been locked up. Some of them ain't here no more. Like so, it just reminded me of that. I'm like, I don't want a woman that remind me of that. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh
I,
shit.
that's what that's what I was coming. But I'm whatever. Anyway, and look, I hope she don't smoke at all. But yo, get your edibles. It's safer, please. It's better for your lungs. Don't
Make the
just
tea.
just find a tea. Yeah, there's safer ways to take that in. I just want to put that out there for my pulmonologist friends who might be watching. Yo, but what question do I have? What y'all got? What questions we got, man? I'm trying to think. There's some stuff that I'm arguing 5 years. We've been here for 5 years, bro. Mm.
5
And I
years.
still ain't married. Am I a failure? Let's talk about that. We've been talking about
You.
relationships for 5 years. I have no spouse. What does that say
How does
about me?
that make you a success?
Oh, really? Okay. I got no spouse. I got no kids. That's success. I go no kids, but
Yeah,
5 years.
same.
That's a
10
good one.
months.
You know what's funny? I always say like when it comes to kids, like should you have them early or should you have them late?
Mm.
And the funny part, because I got them, fuck them kids. I mean, like from this perspective, I'm like, I would have rather have had them maybe 10 years ago, the first one. 10 years ago would have been nice, right? I'm a little seasoned, but I still don't know shit. And then maybe about, I don't know, maybe around 40, another number, like the second one, and then that'd be it. Be done. That'd be all right. Because like we be having kids early as shit and just fucking them up.
We growing up together out this mug. I mean,
Hey, look, you don't know nothing. You don't know jack, and you like, you better get in here and do what I said. Well, you nigga,
That's exactly what I was saying earlier about, I was a baby 15 years ago because what I was. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly.
You can only call a grown up a baby if they are younger or the same age as your child.
No, I was saying that I was a baby.
You do not have a child
when
that age
15 years
or
ago.
younger. You
talking
cannot
about
call a grown up a
kids
baby
at a young age.
That is
We don't
mad
know shit,
disrespectful.
and we're fucking them up, right?
You remember when you were 20 something and somebody called you a baby? How'd you feel?
like a baby that I was.
It was actually a little bit of
I ain't no
compliment.
baby. I got kids. I pay my bills. I
No,
do
but
my
he did
thing.
call me a baby.
Who?
At that age. I am calling myself one. That's a difference.
At what age?
25.
Uh-oh, Mark, you got a fan. The fan is my sister.
You ain't 25.
And when I was.
But this is 2025. You not 25. So we are
having a conversation.
You can call yourself 25, but this 2025.
We had young as hell and fucking them up.
I ain't had no kids young. I was mature and grown.
Okay. That's what we're gonna go with.
I had kids before I even got to my kids.
You was out here playing the stepdaddy role?
Oh yeah. No, I ain't got no stepkids. My daughter's my daughter. What is you talking about? I raised her.
All right.
I was this close to being a stepdaddy. Well, I don't say stepdaddy, but I was dating this girl.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't say this close. This was my first experience, and I realized that there's a lot more involved in that than I was prepared for. And I realized if I'm gonna go around that bridge again, there's some ground rules. Number one, you got to be in rhythm with your baby father. Y'all cannot be at odds and going back and forth, bro. Because that stuff, she stressed out, now she arguing with me, all that. Bro, I'm like, nah.
You ain't getting none tonight. It's quiet.
Bro, over, you know what I'm saying? Over dudes, like, I'm like, that's wild. So I'm like, nah, we're not doing that no more.
I ain't never had that problem.
You ain't that way. You always had like, okay, so you've dated a woman with kids before.
Oh, my daughter's 32.
Dang. Okay. So, all right. All right.
Yeah, my daughter's 32. She up there with y'all.
Yeah,
Right.
she is.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. My point, like, okay, but like when you dealing with a woman who has a child, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just at least for me, I learned from that experience. That's got to be taken care of because like if that's not in sync, it spills over and everything else into a career, into a time with you. When y'all go out on a date, eating at the restaurant, whatever y'all at, she want to vent about what her baby father was doing and how
But
the
you can
child
fix
needs.
that from day one, though, right?
Say again.
You can fix that from day one.
You said fix.
Yes,
How
from
much
day
fix?
one.
What
In the
you mean,
beginning of
please?
the relationship, when you start dealing with her and she come to you with that first time venting, instead of using it as a way to get in, be like, I don't want to hear about that shit. That's not my business. That's y'all.
Yo.
You come to me if he puts his hands on you, calls you out your name to an extent where it's way past disrespect, because people that have children going to call each other out their names. Other than that, stay out of it. You ain't whatever.
Say what?
We doing what? What now?
You trying to tell me whatever? I done definitely called mine out. She done definitely
No.
To her face.
Right. Not to my face. Maybe behind my back for sure. But to my face, never.
Yeah, you wild out on me, I'm gonna wild out on
Well,
you.
see, I don't wild out on nothing on nobody.
Then see,
So
problem solved right there.
That's
See,
a-
ladies, pay attention. Keep your mouth shut and have respect, and everybody will talk nicely like hand puppets.
yeah, people talk nice to me. I don't have that problem.
But I'm just saying, like, check that shit like in the beginning, dog. Like, there's no reason to be involved in their issues because then you become part of the problem.
Right.
Tasha, are you dating men with children?
Yes.
Listen, up until 35, I didn't want to date anybody that had kids because I had experiences with guys that had kids. Luckily, they had good relationships. Like they only had one, but they had good relationships with the child's mother, and they had just so much time that it was different. But they were kind of like little exceptions here and there. That shit was not like on purpose. But purposely, I was intentionally trying to date people that did not because I wanted to share that moment with them. You know, us having our first child together, right? And doing all these things together. But you know, you about at 40 now. So I turned 39 last week. Then we got a cheers though. I turned 39 on Saturday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thanks, guys.
Birthday.
Can I say saying 35 is 30? How old were you dating at 35? I'm just curious. I'm sorry. Hello?
Tasha?
Did she freeze?
Did she freeze?
No, she
oh my God, what perfect timing. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, that was perfect timing. Oh my God.
I'm at that.
She's like,
next time somebody asks me a question ahead, I'm stumping me like
she tried to bring the mannequin. She tried to bring the mannequin drink back.
Yes, at 35, how old were you dating? What was your target man? He ain't over there. He's right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. We too old for this.
35. I was dating 35 to like 42.
How many men from 35 to 42 are childless, percentage-wise?
All of them. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was doing it because I could because they
They
didn't
told you, or because
no. Because I feel like up here it's different. And like, let me say this too and put this in context. By 35, I was living in New York. And the guys up here are so like focused on their careers
because they got no choice.
They got no kids. I mean,
definitely what they focus on.
Never safe hoes because they ain't no kids that I know. You know, so yeah. So I dated that way because that was an option. I can't date nobody if that's not an option. Now, as I've gotten older, so I think like the last 2 years, I have started dating guys that have kids, and it makes me feel kind of weird. And I this is the issue that I have is like when guys don't divulge it up front. Like, let me confused before we get on the first date. You just dump, I got kids on me. Like, Nick, why you ain't tell me this? We was on the phone. Like, we was texting. Why you ain't tell me you have kids?
You ain't hear little John in the background?
So I don't love that. I don't like this, the element of surprise. Like I don't like that with kids. Like I don't like that because, and then it goes about the age, because then I'm at this funky age where guys can have young kids or they can have grown people, right? So if you got grown people, I know you don't want to start over. I know that likelihood is very low, right? And I would like to, at least, if God is willing, to push me out one little baby, right?
My man got 7 kids, and 3 of them are like all under 13.
Oh my, okay.
Yo, if you got enough
Other
kids
half
to have a
are
start
all
5,
over 23.
I'm just saying.
First of all, I can't. I don't even want to do more than
for you,
one.
It's all whatever's meant for you. Like, it's weird how like we put these like these limits and these expectations based on what society is and who got this and who got that, when the reality of your timing is your timing. You might
that's not what I'm worried about. Like I could give
no, but I'm just saying, even aside from all that, like even
like, for me, when people have kids, because I know how I would be. I know how I feel about my nephews. So I can only imagine how I'm gonna feel about my own kids and like the priority they're gonna take in my life.
Imagine how you might feel about
they would take in my life. About what?
Somebody else's kids. You might feel that way about
but that's and that's another fear of getting attached to somebody else's kids and the shit don't work out. And then what happens?
Well, who comes first? Who comes first? Who comes first?
I don't know. I've never been in that situation, and I hope I never find out.
No, I'm asking, in a relationship, who comes first between man and a woman and their kids involved? You're in a relationship. Is you, your man,
and my kids.
Oh, well, say less.
Well, if he better be my husband and then our kids. Yeah.
So with that being said, it's very easy to.
No, because I'm not his wife. If we're getting to know each other and we're dating, I'm
focus on him, not the kids.
What?
Focus on him, not the kids. Don't worry about the fact you got kids.
That's not how that works, though, because the kids are a big point of their lives and they take up a lot of time. And then if anything happens, everything drops because you need to tend to your kids. And I respect that. Was what I was saying is focus on him. That's not what you can do. That's what you can do with a single man. You can't do that with a person that has kids. That's not realistic. Kids that are young who need no, that's not realistic. No.
I was trying to say, if I got kids, as I'm telling you, as a man with children,
yeah.
If we meet and I like you, I don't give up. My kids ain't part of this scenario.
To me, they are.
But no, man, I'm just trying to. Let me at least put a little bit of different colors on the paintboard before you answer anything. So when I meet you, I want to get to know you. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about my children, my scenario. I'm going to say, hey, I got a couple kids, then whatever. This is my scenario, the breakdown of it, whatever. But I don't want you to meet them because I don't know shit about you, right?
Right.
So as time goes on, if we keep moving further, you should have had enough time to vet me and my personality to figure out whether or not you even want to meet my kids. And I should be able to vet you and your personality to see if I even want you to meet my kids.
Yeah.
And from that point, you can save yourself a lot of time, right? Like, how come we have not? I think the problem with dating is people don't know how to date. Learn how to date a motherfucker and like just focus on one person. Like, meet 3 people, whoever you like the most, pick them. Stop trying to hedge your bets. You ain't making money off this shit. You losing money, especially fellas out here. You dating all these multiple chicks. You know you like this one more than any of them. All right. Do other things that make your life better while you're focusing on her instead of 6 other chicks that are taking money and time. Go do some stuff that makes you better. And when you have free time, you focus on her, but just let her know she at the forefront and communicate to her that this is what you want. This is your goal, where you're going. If she play it funny or whatever, kick her to the curb, move to the next one, and keep going until you find one that sets into what it is that you want to do and y'all locked in. Other than that, don't waste the time. Like, I'm telling you from mad experience, don't do it. Screw it. I tell my son every day, like, Slim, you gonna have, I say, how you gonna be out here trying to have a girlfriend? You don't have no money. You don't have no car. You don't have no house. What are you doing? You just talking to a bitch on the phone. That's all you doing. You talking to a bitch on the phone about what you want and what you dream, but you ain't got shit. So
we all there though.
Don't focus on you and what you want and find who you are and figure out what you want and what you like, and then start learning about yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
dating somebody that know themselves, because there'd be a lot of people that are still trying to figure themselves out. And I've dealt with someone like that. I knew she didn't know herself. She's still trying to figure herself out. She had a kid young. So I knew she's still trying to figure herself out. She's too busy trying to be a mom. She didn't get to figure her own self out. So
New York girls be having kids, bro. I'll be like, did y'all not believe in Roe v. Wade? I mean, that's a horrible thing to say, but no, like I that's a horrible thing to say. But no, New York girls be having. I'm like, man, you too. Dang, you could have. You could have paid that money and had that. Man, did you even like them?
Did you say what down with Smith Morrison?
Dude, oh Lord.
It was like, yo, like RU486 was a thing, bro. But nah, I don't know. I be thinking that sometimes, man. But like, cause like for me, like the thought of children is humbling, bro. Like, you mean something you gonna put me in charge of a life? My mama shared this with me too, and she was like, we used to like, I remember like 20 years ago, my brother asked her about like, what it was like raising us and all that, and she was like the overwhelmingness of everything. Was like, yo, this is a life that I'm responsible for. I gotta raise this person to be a productive member of society, and then know who they are in their lives, and then also know who they are in Christ and all that kind of. And so it was like, bro, when I look at all that, I'm like, bro, that is a big responsibility. I don't want to raise a serial killer. I'm not gonna raise somebody who, or I don't want to raise the next Kevin Samuels. I definitely don't want to raise the next Donald Trump. Like
kids are dope as long as the money flowing. If money is flowing, kids are dope. If you got to be tight with the funds, then kids are it's work. But if you get your shit together, figure your life out, then have some kids, man, it's a beautiful thing.
That's my thing, and that's my focus.
Travel with them, like really, like give them an experience to make them, 10 levels above you were at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
that's gonna be inevitable. But my thing is like,
don't forget the grounding part, because sometimes we do focus on the money and the tangible things.
No, I don't need to spend the money on them. I'm like, you can afford to have them, not give them. No, they got to struggle. Make them struggle.
No, make them appreciate
kids. They got no money.
Kids forget the appreciation part, or the parents forget to show kids what it is to appreciate something. Like everything feels entitled. Everything feels entitled. Like, I feel like we grew up in the era of, appreciating everything. Nothing is given. Appreciate everything someone gives you. Kids is like, nah, you supposed to be giving me this. Like, and I feel like parents, I got siblings that I'm like,
suffering is not a bad thing.
No,
suffering is evolving, is growing. If you can't take the pain, hey.
I just had this conversation earlier too, like about your kids. You cannot shelter them from everything. So many parents want to be like, oh my God, I don't want my kids to go through anything. I don't want this, and they just want to protect them and put them in a little bubble, and they don't go through anything, but then they will never
hit
learn.
Society.
It's because we were abused as children. We were abused. Parents weren't shit. They fucked us up.
We going straight left
from the
middle. Like you said, people being abused. So it's like now they're going all the way this way.
Yeah, that's true.
In the middle where you need a balance. It's like, I didn't grow up having everything, so I want to give my kids everything.
Everything. Now they're entitled.
A core, personality traits where someone who's compassionate, someone who's giving, someone who's understanding. It's like all they want is want what, You're not showing them that part because you're trying to give them everything you didn't have, but didn't show them the part that made you who you are.
The best thing you can do for your kids is just allow them to make decisions, allow them to go through things, allow them to fall the fuck down.
Break a dish.
and
Okay,
pick themselves back up.
Mm-hmm.
Not you pick them up.
Yeah.
Let them pick themselves back up.
let me ask
Yeah.
y'all this, all right? So, people doing well in life, all that, probably doing better than your parents were when you were a child. Now, I used to ask this question. I said, how do you keep your kids grounded? You've afforded this wonderful lifestyle with, certain amenities and things of that nature that you didn't have. How do you, obviously, being able to provide for your
Anthony
children,
Mackie.
keep them
He
appreciative
said,
of what it is and let them know real life ain't necessarily for everybody is not what they experience. You do what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, bro, like, does that mean they got to spend their summers in the hood at their cousin's house? Does that mean that they got to like how do you how do you
Well,
just keep them grounded?
like Anthony Mackie was saying on I'm not sure what show he was
The
on.
pivot,
well,
the
nah,
pivot, the
he
pivot.
he ain't putting no restriction on them, and I agree with you on that. Like,
No.
that's what he said about letting them, have their voice. I do agree with the voice part, but if your children don't know suffering, if they don't know, like, if your kid ain't never like, I can't stand you, or they giving you the middle finger behind the door or something like that, like, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. I'm not your friend.
Everything they want. Yeah.
I'm not your friend. And don't get me wrong. My parents, we go to bars, we do all that. I've done all that with my parents as an adult.
As
Right.
an adult.
Home.
Right.
But while you're a child, you stay in a child's place. There's
Period.
a place for you to be, but it's not to stifle your child or shut them or lock them in or not give them a voice. And I've had to grow as a parent over the years and learn. And I know I always tell my youngest son, like, he gets the best version of me. I feel shitty for my older kids, because, like, y'all got shit.
Same here. I feel the same way. Like, my daughter, she got a way better version of me than my son did.
Yeah.
He's 21, so I'm like, honey, I'm sorry, I did the best I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
And
my daughter's got a lot better version of me for sure.
I don't want to raise entitled
24
people.
years old. They 24 years apart total.
Mm.
God.
I don't want to raise entitled children. I want children who can appreciate you can appreciate New York strip and you can appreciate beefaroni. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta have kids they can appreciate, look,
They
Pat,
gonna
you
like what
remember
you like, though. They gonna be down for whatever you share with them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that part comes down to just what you do at home. It's the outside that you gotta be, like, you gotta prepare them to, like, not allow the outside world to not necessarily infiltrate, because it's going to become part of them, but to just give them the best armor you can against the outside influences, but also know that they're going to adapt some of those, and you need to give them the balance and understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I will say that's one reason, like, I really admire, like, my sister and my brother-in-law, how they raise my nephews. Because I feel like I got a first, like, class, like, look at what it is to raise kids from birth till, that I can give back, which is beautiful. But but they are just so, like, humble because they have chores, they have responsibilities, they have jobs. Like, the oldest one has a job. You know what I mean? Like, they could be entitled if they wanted to be, because they have everything, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I think I don't hear about kids having chores these days. I don't hear about kids, like, cutting the lawn, like mowing the grass, taking out the trash. Like, I don't hear about
What's it, Thursday?
Shoveling the snow, you know what I mean? Raking the leaves.
yeah.
Like, kids don't hit the box.
You go make a ramen noodle, but then we can go out to sushi too. Like, you have the best of both worlds. You need to understand what both look like. That's some real stuff. Balance.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to remind somebody they got shit to do.
Oh, you had to remind the little one.
I
Come to the trash out.
Man,
It's trash day.
Oh, he did the trash. That's all he did, though. He got a lot more to do. Shit.
Oh yeah.
That's all for them. That's not for me. That's not for you.
No, that's for me. Fuck
No,
out of here.
I'm talking about, like, them as when they get older as adults to know what to do. You got your own place. The responsibilities, like, it ain't for me. Yet right now it's for me, but it's really for you.
Absolutely.
He's cleaning the bathroom right now. See that?
Absolutely. But yeah, I could not imagine. I give it up to you, Sandra and Mark. Like, I could not imagine raising a child, like, anywhere in my 20s, because I was a fool all my 20s. Like, in my mind, like,
he was outside.
Whoa, I couldn't imagine, like, having a little person to tend to, because
Yeah, 'cause I'm like, I'm not mature enough for this, bro. Like, do
Not at
you
all.
see the decisions I make? Like, I
Not at
can't
all.
even raise a child, and I just want
I
to.
know
Where do
it
you find the
forces
energy
you
to
to make
raise a
different
child?
decisions, but
Like,
yeah.
how do you raise a child? You go to work. 'Cause I'm thinking to myself, like, is this same like hours in the day? My parents, they went to work and then came home and still had energy to like check homework and do stuff, bro. When I get off work, bro,
Keep
Like, and
like,
jabbing.
bro, I'm man done.
They japping.
When
Talking,
you get home,
bro.
I need quiet in my house. Like when I get
I'm trying
home,
to tell you, bro.
peace and quiet.
oh my God.
Yeah,
Kids,
that's
I've dated girls with kids. It's like they want to play all day. You throw them up
That's
one time,
weird.
you
That's
gotta
what
throw them up for the next.
throw 'em up.
that's what they got.
You know what I mean?
He like, I got one toss for you. That's
Okay.
Nah, no, my homeboy daughter, she
Get
was
out of
like
here.
that, man. You lift her up,
Out of
you
here.
pick up again. That's a
No,
work.
that's
You get,
no. Don't start it. You can't start it because soon you start it.
listen,
It never ends.
my
Never
man's
ends.
watched me.
especially
He just
because
watched.
you're a new person. They're like, oh, play with me.
Play
Like,
with me. Like I'm
My
here.
man's watched
It
me
is.
throw up. He said, "I'm gonna see
Mom,
how long
she's
you get
get
tired."
off
I
me.
say, hey, look, the best thing to do with new kids, like in a relationship, is ignore them. Nah, I swear to God, like that's been. I swear to God, it works though. It works. Ignore them. Let the kids figure you out. Don't be trying to impress
They're
that
gonna try harder.
little piece of shit.
no, but actually, that's true. Because
No,
I
no,
think,
no. It allows the kid more freedom to be like comfortable with you if you just ignore
yeah.
them.
Because
That was
kids
actually
can
like
tell,
real.
like, if you're like
I'll
doing
be
too
clowning this shit, but that was like a real like piece of advice. Like, let the kid be comfortable. Just ignore them. Like, say hello and then shut the fuck up.
right. No, that's actually true because kids can tell when you're like trying too hard.
Trying too
You know,
hard.
they'll be like,
Hey, little slugger.
right, just
That's a little slugger.
What's up, little man?
Hey, look, I told you everything go to a
no,
movie,
it's
man.
true. But
You know the
they'll be
movies,
like,
you
come
gotta watch
on,
the
bro, like
movies,
you ain't
man.
gotta do all that.
What they do in the movies. Hey, little slugger.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just trying to wait for you to go to sleep, player.
Oh,
Right.
that's tough there.
Hey, I got some melatonin gummies. You want? Oh shit, that's CBD. I'm my bad. I'm sorry. He gonna sleep all night. I promise. He ain't gonna get up at all.
You know the best dreams he ever had?
Only 5 milligrams. It'd be all right.
Ooh, I knew who not babysitting in the future.
Oh,
Uncle Nico love the kids. You know what I mean?
Yikes.
Kids love me.
Oh my God. All right, y'all got any other questions? Very cool now.
No, TT, not today.
Here we go.
I think I had one, but I forgot. Shit was like 10, 15 minutes ago.
15 minutes ago.
I'm choking.
All
over
right. Well, there are no more questions. First of all, let's raise a glass. Cheers to 5 years, and thank you guys for being a part of it and helping me get to 5 years. Couldn't have done it without y'all. A special shout out to our amazing panelists. I truly appreciate you guys for always showing up and supporting me these past 5 years. And to our listeners, thank you for your support as well. Every listen, every download, every view is appreciated. And as we head into season 6, we're shaking things up a little bit. So Drew Comments will be my co-host for season 6. So we're going live on YouTube every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting April 3rd. Anything you want to say to the people?
At what time?
7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. Anything you want to say to the group?
Man, look, I'm gonna say some stuff, but
Oh,
just
boy.
know it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's all love, man. But we're gonna have some great conversations, tackle some great topics, and hopefully get to the bottom of things and help some folk work some things out. You know what I'm saying? So oh boy.
Help
Put your
Tasha keep a
seatbelt
man,
on.
Drew over there. Help Tasha keep a man.
Oh my God, the
Oh
realness.
Lord, what?
Anyway,
What you had in that cup?
Almost. I can't even talk.
Anyway, so all right, and that'll do it for this anniversary episode. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe to the channel for updates and downloads. Secrets of the Opposite Sex on Apple App Store, and we'll see you next week with all new topics. Bye.
Bye.
Not the bye.
Take care.